What's up, guys? It's Dr. Chris at Elite Chiropractic and Performance in Chesterfield, Missouri. Today's addition to the golf tee to green performance is a exercise called a 90-90 transition. It's not solely a golf exercise, but it's definitely pertinent to what we do in the golf swing. So it's going to involve alternating hip range of motion side to side. And it's pretty difficult when you try to do it the standard way. So there's a lot of different ways that you can variable it. So make it a little bit different, make it easier, make it harder, so on and so forth. So I like this as a warm-up, as well as for me, like a clinical audit. We go back, check it, and see if the person's feeling looser or less pain or so on and so forth. So what you're gonna do is you're gonna be on the floor, and we'll start with the right leg. So basically, I keep my torso in line with the right femur here, the right knee, and then my calf and leg are at about 90 degrees. The left hip is pointed straight out to the side, same thing, 90 degrees. Now, I've probably mentioned in other videos, my hip mobility isn't the best. So like just being in this position, I do feel a good amount of stretch in the left hip. But we don't want any pinching or pain. So if it's pinching or pain, then go ahead and do the modified version, or kind of discontinue and get the pain checked out. But the standard exercise is you're starting here. I'm raising my right knee up, keeping this down, and I try to rotate all the way through and then end up in the other position. So the goal is you're trying to not help with your hands, and the legs and the feet aren't shifting around. You're just pivoting around from your hips. And you might feel tightness in certain areas depending on what you're doing. So in this position, this hip is in external rotation, this is in internal. For me, I'm tighter on internal, so whenever I end up in this position, so I feel it here, and then I feel it here, okay? So the modification, so the wider the legs go out, the harder it is to do. So you can always bring your legs in closer, and then it's less of a stretch on the hip itself, and it makes it a lot easier to start to rotate and turn. Now, if you really want to then kind of take it down a notch and just focus on the mobility without the actual core control component, then I just start balancing with my hands here. And then from here, I can just kind of side to side work on just getting to a nice end range, relax, breathe, go back and forth. It also gets a good stretch in the lower back. Now, I'll say again that if your hip mobility is really, really bad, this is going to be a hard exercise to do. So it's probably not where you want to start. There's other things to do that are better. And if you have any pain at all, we're creating some kind of impingement. Again, not a smart thing to start pinching it every single time. So try to find something else to get what you need as far as hip flexibility. So we call these 90-90 transitions for hip mobility in the golf swing. If you have any questions, please reach out to us, and we'll see you on the next video. Thank you.